Believe me when I tell you that a strong and positive mental attitude has the potential to create more miracles than any wonder drug out there. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Can I please get a good morning? It's early morning. It's just 10 a.m. A little bit more energy. Good morning. Thank you. Well, this is no celebration or inauguration, but a humble outreach to everyone to say no to addiction, no to substance abuse, and no to drug menace. The Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India, the Karnataka State Legal Services Authority, Bengaluru, District Legal Services Authority, Bar Association, Udupi, District Administration, Zilla Panchayath, Udupi, the Department of Empowerment of Differently Abled and Senior Citizens, Health and Family Welfare Services, Department of Public Instructions, and Vaikunta Baliga College of Law, Kunjibettu, Udupi, in association with the Department of Student Affairs, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, Manipal, and the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India, cordially invite you to the district level workshop on the theme Youth Against Drugs, a strategic intervention by KSLSA through NALSA, Legal Services to the Victims of Drug Abuse and Eradication of Drug Menace Scheme 2015. A warm welcome to all of you. Can I please get a big round of applause for everyone gathered here? Thank you. Well, before we proceed, I request Dr. Geeta Maya, the Director of Student Affairs, MAHE Manipal, to cordially escort the dignitaries from the front row and the rows in the front to the dais, please. It is truly frightening to be living in a world where the obvious has turned oblivious and knowledge fights its battle with ignorance. But it is also reassuring to know that individuals, communities, governments, organizations, and institutions like ours have been putting their best foot forward in fighting against problems that, if otherwise left unattended, are bound to devour the world's youth. Manipal Academy of Higher Education takes pride in being one of the soldiers. And the Department of Student Affairs, MAHE Manipal, is honored to have partnered with the distinguished authorities to have this awareness program. As a former student, faculty, and scholar myself, it gives me incredible comfort and gratification to be part of this institute, its culture, and initiatives such as these. You are our family now, so once again, a hearty welcome. Well, knowingly or unknowingly, we pray all the time, sometimes to the known, sometimes to the unknown, for strength, for a boon, for calm, for us, for somebody else. Well, as we are here as a family, it is great that we are all here for each other. So let us begin with a mindful invocation. I request Ms. Shravya Basri, research scholar from the Gandhian Center for Philosophical Arts and Sciences, Manipal Academy of Higher Education, to kindly take over. Kindly be seated.
वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे पीड़ पराई जाने रे। पर दुखे उपकार करे तो ये मन अभिमान ಗೆಲ್ಲುವೆ ನೀನು ಬಾಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಸಮಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ದುರಾಸೆಯು ನೀಗಲಿ, ವನಿತೆಗೆ ಅಭಯದ ನೆರಳಿರಲಿ. ಸಮಭಾವದಲ್ಲಿ ದುರಾಸೆಯು ನೀಗಲಿ, ವನಿತೆಗೆ ಅಭಯದ ನೆರಳಿರಲಿ. ಸುಳ್ಳಿನ ರುಚಿಯನು ಅರಿಯದ ನಾಲಗೆ, ಪರಧನವನ್ನು ಬೇಡನಲಿ. ಎಲ್ಲರ ನೋವನು ಬಲ್ಲವನಾದರೆ, ಗೆಲ್ಲುವೆ ನೀನು ಬಾಳಲ್ಲಿ. ಲೋಭವಿಲ್ಲದ ಉಪಕಾರವೇ ಸುಖವು, ಲೋಭವಿಲ್ಲದ ಉಪಕಾರವೇ ಸುಖವು. ಗರ್ವವು ಬರದಿರೆ ಮನದಲ್ಲಿ, वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे, पीड़ पराई जाने रे. वैष्णव जन तो तेने कहिए जे, पीड़ पराई जाने रे.
I think everyone would agree when I say it was truly calming to hear you. Thank you, Shravya. Well, before we proceed, I have a kind request for all of you to please put your phones on silent so that we do not have any sort of disruptions mid-program. Thank you for abiding. The Karnataka State Legal Services Authority aims at creating legal awareness, legal aid, and settlement of disputes through amicable settlement. They strive to promote an inclusive legal system in order to ensure fair and meaningful justice to the marginalized and disadvantaged sector. To get a better understanding, let us now play their theme song, All Eyes on the Screen.
ನೀರಿನಂತೆ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗಾಗಿ, ಗಾಳಿಯಂತೆ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗಾಗಿ, ನೆಮ್ಮದಿಯ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗಾಗಿ, ನಂಬಿಕೆಯ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗಾಗಿ. ಜೀವಭಾವದ ದೇಶ ಭಾರತ ಎಂಬ ಹಕ್ಕು ನಮ್ಮದು, ಭೇದ ಮಾಡದ ನ್ಯಾಯ ದೇಗುಲ ಎಂಬ ಹಕ್ಕು ನಮ್ಮದು. ನೀಲಿ ಬಾನಿನ ಗಾಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿನ ಉಸಿರ ಹಕ್ಕು ನಮ್ಮದು, ಹೂವು ಚೆಲ್ಲುವ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿಯ ಹಸಿರ ಹಕ್ಕು ನಮ್ಮದು. ಕಾಲ್ಸಾ
Karnataka State Legal Services Authority.
ಕಾಲ್ಸಾ ಕಾಲ್ಸಾ.
ನಮ್ಮ ಅಳಲನ್ನು ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಆಲಿಸುವವರಿಲ್ಲ ಎಂಬ ಚಿಂತೆ ಏಕೆ? ಈಗ ನ್ಯಾಯಾಲಯವೇ ನಡೆದು ಬರುವುದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಂಗಳಕ್ಕೆ.
ಅಸಹಾಯಕರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗುವುದು ನ್ಯಾಯ, ನೊಂದವರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗುವುದು ನ್ಯಾಯ, ದುರ್ಬಲರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗುವುದು ನ್ಯಾಯ, ಶೋಷಿತರಿಗೆ ಸಿಗುವುದು ನ್ಯಾಯ. ಜೀವಭಾವದ ದೇಶ ಭಾರತ ಎಂಬ ಹಕ್ಕು ನಮ್ಮದು, ಭೇದ ಮಾಡದ ನ್ಯಾಯ ದೇಗುಲ ಎಂಬ ಹಕ್ಕು ನಮ್ಮದು. ನೀಲಿ ಬಾನಿನ ಗಾಳಿಯಲ್ಲಿನ ಉಸಿರ ಹಕ್ಕು ನಮ್ಮದು, ಹೂವು ಚೆಲ್ಲುವ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿಯ ಹಸಿರ ಹಕ್ಕು ನಮ್ಮದು.
ಬಡವರು ಹಾಗೂ ದುರ್ಬಲರಿಗಾಗಿ ಉಚಿತ ಮತ್ತು ಸಕ್ಷಮ ಕಾನೂನು ಸಲಹೆಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಬದ್ಧ ಕಾನೂನು ಸೇವಾ ಪ್ರಾಧಿಕಾರ ಕಾಲ್ಸಾ, ನ್ಯಾಯ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗಾಗಿ.
ಕಾಲ್ಸಾ ಕಾಲ್ಸಾ.
Well, it says access to justice for all. ಒಂದು ಅದ್ಭುತವಾದ ಇನಿಷಿಯೇಟಿವ್ ಇದು. So a big round of applause for Khalsa, everyone. Thank you. We are here from far and near, crossing horizons, that calls for a kind and warm welcome address. We have among us Shri Shantavir Shivappa, the Honorable Principal, District and Sessions Judge, and the Chairman of District Legal Services Authority, and he will welcome the gathering. Well, prior to that, I request Ms. Sharmila S., the Senior Civil Judge and Member Secretary of District Legal Services Authority, Udupi, to kindly introduce Sir.
Good morning to all, and welcome to this august gathering. I would like to extend a warm welcome to all of our distinguished guests, faculty members and fellow students who have gathered today. Your presence makes this event even more special, and I am grateful to have each and everyone here. As you all know, the phenomenal rise in drug trafficking and drug abuse amongst the youth, children and adolescents has serious implications, adversely affecting the national health and economy. Curbing it is the highest priority for the state as well as the society. Considering the fact that legal services institutions can contribute a lot to curb this menace, a resolution was passed in the 13th All India Meet of State Legal Services Authority held at Ranchi, concluding that drug addiction and drug abuse should be a major area of concern for all legal services institutions, and a necessity was felt to examine the issue therein. In order to develop a robust mechanism for eradication of drug abuse, we have gathered here to have insights on the various implications of drug and the role of youths in making India a drug-free country. On this occasion, I am profoundly delighted to take an opportunity to introduce the guest of honor for the day. It is my immense pleasure to welcome and introduce our beloved Honorable Principal District and Session Judge and Chairman, District Legal Services Authority, Shri Shantavira Shivappa Sir, who has graciously accepted our invitation to join us today to this memorable occasion. Sir has completed BA LLB Special from Karnataka University in the year 1990, enrolled in February 1991 as an advocate, practiced at Ramdurg in Belagavi district for 7 years, joined as civil judge and JMFC on 2nd March 1998, served at Raichur, Sindhanur, Karwar and Shivamogga. Thereafter, as a senior civil judge, Sir has served at Bhadravati and Bengaluru. As a district judge, he has worked at CPC in High Court of Karnataka, Additional Law Secretary to Government of Karnataka, Bengaluru. He has also served as Principal Judge Family Court at Tumkur, and now from 23rd May 2022, Sir is working as a Principal District and Session Judge and Chairman, District Legal Services Authority, Udupi. He is a true inspiration for many, and we are honored to have him grace us with his presence. His words and wisdom and encouragement will undoubtedly motivate us. With this introduction, I am presenting Honorable Shri Shantavira Shivappa Sir. Now I request Honorable Sir to welcome the gathering. Thank you, one and all.
A very good morning to everybody. I said good morning everybody. Like Madam said earlier, the energy level is very low. I think you have not had your breakfast. Good morning. That feels somewhat better. Honorable Justice Sri John Michael Kunna, former Judge, High Court of Karnataka, Dr. Sharat Kumar Rao K, Pro Vice Chancellor, Health Sciences MAHE Udupi, Sri Prasanna H, CEO, Zilla Panchayath Udupi, my colleague and brother officer Raghavendra Shettigar, Nagaraj, President of Bar Association, Dr. Giridhar Kini, all the faculty members of MAHE, ladies and gentlemen, and my dear students. After taking charge of Udupi as Principal District Judge and Chairperson of Legal Services Authority, I have gone through the pendency statement of our court as well as the district court. I found that there were nearly 300 cases involving offences under the provisions of Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act. As you all know, drugs is a menace to the society, especially to the young generation. Hence, in order to create awareness regarding the ill effects of drug usage or drug abuse, we, the judicial officers, thought of organizing a workshop to create awareness about this drug menace and drug abuse. Then we approached the MAHE. Dr. Geeta Maya, Director of Student Affairs, extended her cooperation, and this workshop is arranged. Then we thought of inviting a person who is very suitable for inaugurating the function and also enlightening the student community with regard to the drug menace. Then the only name that cropped up in my mind is that of Justice John Michael Kunna, Judge, former Judge of Honorable High Court of Karnataka, who is also heading the Committee Extending Legal Services to the Victims of Drug Abuse and Eradication of Drug Menace Scheme 2015, an initiative by the National Legal Services Authority. On behalf of the organizers, I wholeheartedly and warmly welcome His Lordship, Honorable Justice John Michael Kunna, to this workshop. Welcome, my Lord. Further, I would like to state that this workshop would not have been possible without the active support and cooperation extended by Dr. Sharat Kumar Rao K, Pro Vice Chancellor, Health Sciences of MAHE, Manipal, who is gracious enough to preside over this workshop. I warmly welcome Dr. Sharat Kumar Rao K to this function. Welcome, sir. Further, it is my pleasure to welcome ever smiling, always cooperative Chief Executive Officer of Zilla Panchayath Udupi, Sri Prasanna H. IAS, to this workshop. Welcome, sir. No doubt you may be thinking that Superintendent of Police is not here, but he is held up in some urgent work. But Sri Akshay M. Hake, IPS, after taking over the charge of Superintendent of Udupi, had initiated crackdown against the drugs or the use of drugs and conducted many raids on drug peddlers, resulting in many arrests and recovery and destruction of drugs. In his absence, I extend a warm welcome to Sri Akshay Hake. Further, I inform you that he will be a resource person regarding creating awareness about prevention and prosecution of drug trafficking later in the day. Further, who is to inform the side effects or the bad effects of drug abuse than Dr. P.V. Bhandari, psychiatrist of Udupi. We invited him. I extend a warm welcome to Dr. P.V. Bhandari to this workshop. I extend my warm welcome to Raghavendra Shettigar, Deputy Secretary, Karnataka Legal Services Authority, Bengaluru, who is actively involved in the activities of Karnataka Legal Services Authority and coordinated in arranging this workshop. A warm welcome to you, Raghavendra Shettigar. Our President of the Bar Association, Udupi, Sri B. Nagaraj, always helpful and cooperating in the activities of District Legal Research Authority. I extend my warm welcome to Sri B. Nagaraj. I welcome Dr. Giridhar Kini, Registrar MAHE, to this workshop. I also welcome our very active member secretary of DLSA Udupi, Srimati Sharmila, to this August gathering. I extend my welcome to all my brother and sister judicial officers who are gracious enough to attend this inaugural session. Welcome to you, brother and sisters. I also welcome the print and electronic media. Without their support, this program or workshop would not be possible, and they are the main source of our main persons who can create awareness about drug menace and drug abuse. I extend a warm welcome to the members of print and electronic media to this workshop. Once again, I welcome all the student community of Manipal and Udupi to this workshop. Swagata, Suswagata, Ellarigu Swagata, Suswagata. Thank you.
Nimugu Swagata, a warm welcome to you as well, Shri Shantaved Shivappa. Thank you so much, sir. Like I said earlier, we are a family, and as a family here at home, at some point of time, be it here or be it at home, at some point of time, we want to know our roots, where we came from, the exciting history, the family tree, and so much more. Here at MAHE, we are always delighted to welcome new members of our ever-expanding family. So, well, how did all of this begin? And the story fits into a perfectly beautiful book. The story of how this no man's island turned into a bustling town that has made it to one of the world's most talked about institutes. A vision of Dr. T.M.A. Pai that was next shouldered by his heir, Dr. Ramdas Pai. The book titled Manipal and Beyond speaks about the legacy of Manipal institutions and how Dr. Ramdas leads a committed group of over 20,000 plus colleagues in 70 institutions and counting, including 6 universities in 5 countries. Bold, pragmatic, and upright, Dr. Ramdas is the role model for Team Manipal. The Department of Student Affairs, MAHE Manipal, would like to present this book by Glenn Christo Kharkanga to our dignitaries as a welcome souvenir. I request the dignitaries to kindly accept this souvenir from our sirs. I request our Registrar Dr. Giridhar and Dr. Sharath Rao to kindly hand over these books to our dignitaries. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Dr. Sharath Kumar Rao, the Pro Vice Chancellor of Health Sciences MAHE, and Dr. Giridhar Kini, the Registrar of MAHE, handing over these books as a memento or as a welcome token to our distinguished guests on the dais. Thank you. Well, programs like this is only the beginning of sustained efforts to ensure you feel at home. For we know that you are our future that will keep the light of enlightening education burning. On that, I request the dignitaries on the dais, as well as I request Mr. B.H. Krishnappa, the Deputy Director of the Department of Child and Women Welfare, Udupi, to join the distinguished dignitaries on the dais for lighting the lamp. I request the guests to please be there so that we can capture this moment. Kindly stand for a picture. I request the guests to kindly stay for a picture. Thank you. Please take a seat. They say lawyers are the foot soldiers of a constitution. One might yield great power, but the power to separate right from the wrong rests upon the state's judiciary. We are humbled to have among us Honorable Justice John Michael Kunna, former judge, High Court of Karnataka, as our chief guest. I request Mr. Roshan David Jatanna, Deputy Director, Student Affairs, Technical, MAHE, to introduce Sir to the gathering.
Good morning, everyone. I am honored to introduce the esteemed chief guest, Honorable Justice John Michael Kunna. Born in Mangalore, Honorable Justice Kunna completed his education at SDM College, Mangalore. He began his law practice in 1985 and started Manu Associates with 3 other partners. Our distinguished guest has an impressive career history, having held numerous high-ranking positions throughout his professional journey. In the year 2002, he joined the judiciary as a district judge, where he served in the courts of Bangalore, Bellary, and Dharwad. He has served as Registrar General of the Karnataka High Court, and in the year 2018, he was appointed as a permanent judge in the Karnataka High Court. He has been a judge on high-profile cases such as Operation Kamala, the disproportionate asset case against former Tamil Nadu CM Jayalalitha, and the flag hoisting at Eidgah Maidan. He retired from the Karnataka High Court on 6th April 2021. With a genuine passion for the well-being of our youth, Honorable Justice Kunna has conducted a series of impactful awareness programs. Through these initiatives, he has tirelessly worked to educate and empower young minds, helping them make informed decisions and avoid the dangers of substance abuse. Please join me in warmly welcoming Honorable Justice John Michael Kunna. Thank you.
Judges and judicial officers, they don't require introduction. I think if you see them in suit, especially in hot summer and in heavy rain, you should understand they are either judges or judicial officers. I think exception may be our pro vice chancellor, but I don't think he will be wearing it in hot summer. Yes. Dear friends, it gives me an immense satisfaction to inaugurate this workshop at this renowned institution, the one and only MAHE, and that too in the presence of the distinguished personalities of this district. At the outset, I extend my gratitude and thanks to Dr. Sharath Kumar Rao, Pro Vice Chancellor, MAHE Manipal, Shri Shantavir Shivappa, the Principal District Judge, District and Session Judge, Udupi District, Shri Prasanna H, Chief Executive Officer, Zilla Panchayath, Mr. Akshay Hake, I think you will be joining us shortly, the Superintendent of Police, Udupi, Shri Raghavendra Shettigar, Deputy Secretary KSLSR, Shri B. Nagaraj, President Association, Shri Maruti, Dr. P. Giridhar Kini, Registrar MAHE, Professor Raghunath, KS, because in my capacity as the chairperson of this Drug Abuse and Eradication Scheme Committee from the High Court, I take this opportunity to thank each one of you on the dais. Our youth might have noticed the topic, Youth Against Drugs. I don't know whether all would agree. Are all of our youth are against drugs? Yes? Or at least some will be for drugs. I think it's difficult to say now, because I would say you can take a decision whether you are against drugs or for drugs only when we explain to you what is drugs, what is drug abuse, what is drug addiction, what is drug trafficking, and what the law does for all these persons. I think when that is explained, I'm sure you will be in a position to take a stand, take a call, and to say whether I am for drugs or I am against drugs. I'm very fortunate that we are having amidst us two of the eminent personalities to enlighten you on these subjects. I think I must at this occasion thank Dr. P.V. Bandari, the director of and consultant psychiatrist of Dr. B.V. Baliga Group. I had a short, brief acquaintance with him over the phone, and I could understand what mastery he has got over the subject. I really, sir, I thank you for being the resource person. And the commitment and the dedication what I have seen while talking for a very brief period with our SP. I think that is really tremendous. I think we will have the opportunity to hear him too. I take this opportunity to thank both the resource persons. I think you may be wondering, why for this awareness camp or a workshop, so many dignitaries of almost all the departments. I think DC was supposed to come, the SP, the Zilla Panchayath, the women and women empowerment, or the other this one, women welfare department, the faculty members, the psychiatrist. Why? At least for a moment you just think, what is that important an occasion? I would tell you, it is only because why all the departments have come together is that we are concerned about you. We are concerned, I think, as already Sharmila has told you, that the whole society is noticing that on one side, the new educational system, they are transforming our lives of the youngsters, the new schemes, the new policies, the new skills. They are changing the outlook, the approach of our students. They are preparing you for a clear destiny. But on the other side, we see the vice of drugs and violence, I would add. Drugs and violence, I think that is ruining the lives and careers of most of our youth, which all of you would agree adversely affect not only the life of the students, the life of the family, the life of the society, it is also adversely affecting the life of the nation, the economy of the nation. And therefore, since all of us are concerned, I think we are here on this day just to create awareness regarding this. See, just to tell you, I think you might have been hearing about every day I think you might have been hearing or you have been listening or reading about the frequent raids, arrests, seizures. Either there is a raid or seizure of 100 kilograms of ganja, hashish, marijuana, ecstasy pills. I think today's newspaper, I think if you see that our Mangaluru police, they have just seized or raided and seized nearly 108 kg of ecstasy pills, what we call them MDMA. 2 days back, I think you might have heard, by this time you may be very familiar with that, I think 100 kg of chocolate, a chocolate laced with the bhang. I think that was seized. Who are the victims of all these things? See, the chocolate with the bhang, who are the purchasers, who are the consumers of it? Whom does it affect? Who is the target audience? Maybe one section of the people want to make money. Of course, we cannot comment about this now, whether bhang, most of you may be knowing it, because when I saw, the video that has been prepared by your own students. I think you seem to be quite conversant with this drug and the drug menace. See the bang, these are the ganja leaves. By themselves, they are not drugs. But this bang, how it is prepared when it is to be added in the chocolate, they prepare a paste. Paste of what? Paste of not only the leaves, of the flowering and toppings. Flowering and toppings of these ganja plants, they are drugs. Now, of course, we have to await a report and see. Now, who are the consumers? See, when these children, our children, they eat this chocolate, what is the result? How does the law treat them? I think that is what we should understand. That is the seriousness of the problem. I can tell you our principal district judge has already told you about the gravity of the problem. I can share with you that I myself was shocked to see the statistics. I collected the statistics from the High Court, and as on 31/12/2021, there were total pendency of the cases throughout the state, 6,554. At the end of 31/12/2022, the number goes up to 9,684. Thereafter, within 5 months, as on 1/5/2023, the pendency rate is 10,167. You can see the sudden spurt of these figures. Of course, the major chunk of it is in Bengaluru city. And the second place, that goes to the Mangalore city, or the Mangalore district. And then the Shivamogga and Udupi is in the fourth. See, compared to the population, the size of our district, 300 cases is not a small number. So you should imagine, see, that speaks about, see, it is the facts or the figures that I quoted you are only about the cases that are registered. There are a number of FIRs which are under investigation. And in one case, I am told, in an FIR which is under investigation, there are 24 accused, and almost all are either doctors or the medical students. See, that shows the vulnerable sections are either the students or the adolescents. These are the things. I think that should put us on alert to know about the subject. See, in this one workshop, I don't think we can cover almost entire thing. About this, we can give a brief idea about it, and that will be the effort that will be made by our resource persons. To understand this entire problem, you should know at least how does this act works. See, you should know we are having one law, what we call this NDPS Act, Narcotic, Drugs and Psychotropic Acts. See, the scheme of the act, if you see, yes, come. Yes. If you see the scheme of the act, it makes a clear distinction. It makes a clear distinction between drug addicts and drug traffickers. Who are drug addicts? Drug addicts are those who consume a small quantity of the drugs, maybe knowingly or unknowingly. As I told you, you go to the shop and buy these sweets. But as and when you are dependent on that drug, you become drug addict. Who are these drug traffickers? They are we can say, the hardcore criminals. The drug traffickers are those who cultivate, those who sell, those who distribute, those who finance. And how does our law treats them? Law treats both the offenses, be it by that every student should know, be it the law consumers or the drug addict, or a drug financier, or the drug trafficker, or the drug peddler. Law treats them both as an offender. See, if while eating this one chocolate, maybe laced with the drugs, be it or it may not be, we do not know, you become a drug addict. But what happens, how our law works, when you are caught, what the police do? They record the statement of the accused. And what they say? They say that was given to me by that person. See, you may be consumer. That's what the same thing happened. I know about a case, there was an IT professional. He was an addict. He was not a drug trafficker. He was caught. Along with it, other persons were caught. When those persons, they disclosed the name of this person as if it was given to them. A drug addict under law is now prosecuted or shown as a drug trafficker. You know, in either case, you should know once you are caught in this, that is the seriousness of the offense. Once you are caught in this, maybe unknowingly you do it, or somebody in association with the others, you may be knowing it, how you get associated. That Shah Rukh Khan's son's case you may be knowing. He was not in possession. Somebody says that you gave me. You come in association with that. Whatever it may be, once you are caught in that, the bail is impossible. Just because I am an addict, I tried with this, because I consider it as a fashion, don't take it, the offense as that. This is one of the most dreaded act, I can say. A dangerous act. See, the Indian Penal Code, it punishes the murderer. And what is the punishment? It gives life imprisonment, at the most death, is a very rarest of case. And even if it is life imprisonment, 14 years. A person caught under this act, you should know that, first initially, bail is that difficult. When conviction, even for these drug peddlers, up to 20, minimum is 20 years. And if there is a repeated offender, even death. See, that is the, what you call the stringent law we are having. And if, as students, if we play with our lives without knowing the basic, without having this basic knowledge of these offenses, what are these drugs? How do they, how we get caught into it? And how does the law treat us? I think this kind of basic awareness that is required. And that is what is contemplated to be, given to all the students throughout the state. And another thing I told you why there are so many, associations or the organizations that are involved. See, there is one silver lining I can say. Though offenders, the drug peddlers are treated more severely, the law itself, there is section 71, which says that where the state government has to take all possible efforts to reform the drug addicts. And that is why this workshop. It is knowingly or unknowingly you will be caught into it. But there is always the scope to reform and rehabilitate. Section 71, if you see, that it casts a burden on the state, on the government, to establish as many centers as it thinks fit for identification, for treatment, for education, for aftercare, rehabilitation, social integration of the addicts. And that job is done by all these institutions. I think under the NALSA scheme, I think time, I don't think I have to take much more time. The NALSA scheme takes care of it. It makes all the, the state agencies, the legal services, all the NGOs to coordinate, to make a coordinated efforts. The police by themselves cannot see that this menace is put an end to. The judiciary by themselves cannot. The parents should come up. I think if you see that NALSA scheme, I think when we'll have some opportunity, I think we'll share with all of you how wide a scheme has been formulated. Only thing is that at this juncture, just by way of introduction, I would say that this workshop is designed just to give you the bare or the basic idea about the offenses and what to do with that. My only appeal to you, take best advantage of this sessions that is going on. I'm sure that both are highly resourceful persons will be imparting their experience, their knowledge with you. And finally, before I end up, my only appeal is, please keep away from drugs. Second is, don't associate for any moment, any reason with the drug traffickers. I don't include your drug addicts, drug traffickers. The only example is, I told you, is of Shah Rukh Khan's son's case. Even an association. You just go, see, I can give any number of quotation. See, you are sitting in a car where there is some contraband in the dicky. You may not be knowing it. But when that car is seized, all the 4 inmates, including you, will be seized. Because our law says, whoever is found in possession, when it is a dicky, who is in possession? All the 4 who are the inmates. So don't associate at any moment with any of these drug peddlers. The moment you know it, with the drug addicts, take steps to reform them. See, that is why we are having our own, drug addiction centers in every school. In every district, there is other units are there, where other organizations are there. See, all these basic knowledge that will be imparted to you. My only appeal to you, make best use of it. If required, take another opportunity to gain more knowledge about this. It will save both you, the family, the society, and the nation. Thank you very much.
In a society, it is important to respect the law. It is more important to respect the law than to fear the law, because with respect comes a sense of responsibility. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for addressing the gathering. It is a delight to have you among us. Ladies and gentlemen, we also have among us Shri Akshay MHake IPS, the Superintendent of Police Udupi, and we also have Shri Maruti, the Deputy Director, Department of Undergraduate Education, Udupi. I request Dr. Giridhar Kini and Dr. Sharath Rao to kindly welcome our guests with the welcome token. I also request Dr. Geeta Maya and Srimati Sharmila to kindly welcome Dr. Giridhar Kini and Dr. Sharath Rao to the gathering. The floral welcome. Thank you. Well, we have all our guests here now, and now it all looks complete. A leader carries the potential to transform vision into reality. Today, MAHE is an institute of eminence because those who led and are leading the path are not about titles, but about empowerment. We are honored to have one of our leaders, Dr. Sharath Kumar Rao K., the Pro-Vice Chancellor of Health Sciences MAHE Manipal, presiding over this workshop. Before we proceed, I request Dr. Arvind Kumar Pandey, the Deputy Director of Student Affairs Health Sciences MAHE Manipal, to introduce Sir to the gathering.
Educated, enlightened, responsible, and healthy youths are an asset not only to the family but the whole nation. This is a beautiful line quoted by Dr. T.M.A. Pai, our founder of modern Manipal. A delightful morning to all. It's my honor and privilege to introduce our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Health Sciences, Dr. Sharath K. Rao. Actually, sir is not required any introduction, especially in the health sciences fraternity in India and abroad. He is a proud alumnus of KMC Manipal and joined the Department of Orthopedics, Kasturba Medical College Manipal, as an assistant lecturer in the year 1988. Since then, he has been serving the institution in various capacities like unit head, head of the department, associate dean, dean, and pro-vice chancellor. Now we wish many more in the near future. A renowned orthopedic surgeon in the field of complex trauma, joint replacement, and knee arthroscopy. Dr. Sara served as the president of the Karnataka Orthopedic Association in year 2013 and president of Orthopedic Association of South Indian States in the year 2018. He also served as the executive council member and chairman of AO Trauma India. He is a renowned speaker in the field of complex trauma, arthroscopy, and arthroplasty. He has several, delivered lectures and conducted workshops in more than 30 countries, including Europe, USA, South America, Southeast Asia, Australia, New Zealand on AO trauma. In a nutshell, if you would like to describe Sir with these 5 words, he's a good clinician, excellent communicator, lifelong learner, leader, and professional. Something makes him different from others is hard work, dedication, and no fear to take tough decisions for the welfare of the student and the society well-being. These features are dream and goal of any students to acquire it to become successful human being and professional. I can bet you can never see Sir with low energy and tired, although he starts his work 4 a.m. till late evening. Dr. Sharath sir is our mentor, great source of inspiration, support, and motivation, who always encourages us to do activities related to academic social responsibilities. This workshop, Youth Against Drugs, is one among them. Now I request Sharath sir Pro Vice Chancellor MAHE and President of these inaugural functions to come forward and address our esteemed gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Aravind. My wife should have been here to hear this introduction from you. She would have been very happy. Good morning, each and every one of you. Chief guest of today's function, Honorable Sri Justice John Michael Kunna. Guest of honor, Sri Shantavir Shivappa, Sri Prasanna, Nagaraj, Sri Raghavan Shettigar, Sri Akshay sir, Maruti sir, Raghunath, and Dr. Giridhar Kini. As MAHE, it is very important for us. It is not only our duty, our obligation to join this type of movement. This is mainly because we have around 26,000 students on board. And if we take our off campuses in Bangalore and Jamshedpur, it will be around 30,000 students. Being a teacher for last 35 years, I have seen in students this menace of drugs. As a student, I have seen this menace of drugs. My own roommate, who was a senior to me in first year, when I joined first year MBBS, when I was doing my post-graduation in Government Wenlock Hospital as a duty medical officer in one night, was brought dead. He became an addict to drugs. He was just 28 years old. Why students take up drugs? It is mainly because of the stress, unfair expectations from the teachers, unfair expectations from the parents, lack of emotional support, and disorders in the families. If you find in this generation of students, there is a new kind of behavior. That is what is called individualism and permissiveness. This has happened mainly because we got converted, most of us got converted into nuclear families. Both parents are working, and the student is more individualism and permissiveness. And this behavior is the one which causes addiction. And some of the students, it is still a style statement to take drugs. If you look at what happens to the students under stress, they start taking drugs because it is available to them free initially, till they become addicts. Once they become addicts, they are charged. So they buy and consume. And because of this, they end up in shortage of money. And because of this, when they come to shortage of money, the peddler uses him to sell drugs. This is a model nowhere taught in management institutes. And he becomes a peddler. And this is how the network expands. What it does, the drugs affect both physically and mentally. It affects the intelligence. It affects the talents, what you have. It makes you vulnerable for many deadly diseases. And it produces untimely death. This untimely death of a youth affects not only the individual, as Sir said, his family, the society, the country, and the world at large. Our country is progressive country. We have a lot of problems, unemployment, poverty, illiteracy. This drug menace affects all these problems and produces economic regressiveness in the country. Youth is the future of the life of a country. and the drugs destroy youths. India as a location is a transit for golden triangle of drugs. It is very close to golden crescent of drugs. And today, it's our duty to make youth against drugs. The best way is, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗಾದೆ ಇದೆ, ಮುಳ್ಳನ್ನು ಮುಳ್ಳಿನಲ್ಲೇ ತೆಗಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ. I think youth should come forward to have their own organizations to help the societies like this to make other youth understand that taking drugs is not good for himself, his family, and to the society. It's our duty to empower and encourage youth to have organizations among themselves, because you can talk to your colleague better than what I can or any other organization can talk. It's important that you form an association, you form an organization as Youth Against Drugs, because actually you don't know the power you have as a student or as a youth. Take it in a right direction, have an association, see to it that your colleagues don't go into drugs. And that will create a progressive society, a progressive country, and a progressive world. Thank you very much. Thank you for patience hearing.
Thank you, sir. Well, undoubtedly, the stories that start with substance abuse do not end well unless the individual seeks help on time. The trauma that follows is just not worth it, and it is our decision to choose solace over menace. So like sir said, choose wisely, and you be the power that ends all the menace. You be the youth that ends drugs. Ladies and gentlemen, we have among us Dr. P. Giridhar Kini, the Registrar of MAHE, Manipal. Having started his academic career at MIT Manipal, his alma mater, as a lecturer in the year 1999, Dr. Kini has served MIT and MAHE in various academic and administrative capacities. I request sir to please address the student community and then administer the oath.
Legal, administrative, and law luminaries on the dais, faculty members of the dais, and most importantly, dear students. All of you are aware of, that drugs is very bad, abuse is very bad, and you are being told time and again to stay away from it, and it is for a reason. And some of these will be very well spelt out by Dr. P.V. Bhandari, who will be speaking on the challenges and effects of drug abuse and the role of youth in prevention of substance abuse and drug refusal techniques. In addition, if at all you get into trouble, or intentionally or unintentionally, we have Sri Akshay, who will be speaking more about the troubles you will encounter if you happen to get into this bad habit, and it's more the reason why you should stay away from it. But having said that, it is also important to understand at this particular age, all of you are growing up, slowly maturing day by day, and as you progress towards your professional career, both academic as well as in the working part of your life, it is very important to understand why people get into it. Some of the reasons could be, which probably you have already gone through the situation, some of them could be self-glorification, it could even be self-medication, peer pressure, sometimes unable to handle the stress, loss or grieving for a loved one, thrill seeking, boredom, So these are the many situations you probably would have gone through, and more the reason to get into a bad habit. So at this important, Dr. Sharath has already covered some of the things. So it's very important to understand that these situations will occur in your day-to-day life at some point or the other. And it's very important to be in control of the situation, your own self. And if you find your friends or colleagues who are in the same situation, you should be able to support them so that you take care of your loved ones. So at this stage, it is very important that we take an oath so as to stick by it, help others, and contribute to the movement of saying no to drugs. So I'll request all of you to kindly stand up. All of you. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. Today, we are united to take a pledge under the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan to make not only our community, family and friends, but ourselves drug-free. Because change starts from within. So I hereby pledge to make Udupi district Nasha Mukt by staying away from illicit substances and involve myself wholeheartedly in all the efforts undertaken towards this noble cause. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Well, as you settle down, please remember, promises are meant to be kept. And we do have a lot of hopes on all of you, because you are the shoulder that carries our hope. This workshop on youth against drugs by various state and district organizations in association with the Department of Student Affairs, MAHE Manipal, is a path laid down for all of you to walk on. And our dignitaries have made this workshop a possibility. Offering a memento is like offering a gateway to reminiscence. I request Dr. Sharath Kumar Rao and Dr. P. Giridhar Kini to present the mementos to our distinguished guests. I request Dr. Geeta Maya to kindly present a memento as a token of gratitude to Dr. Sharath Rao and to Dr. Giridhar Kini. Thank you for your unending support, and thank you for all that you do for us. Each year, we see faces beaming with excitement to start their journey of onwards and forwards here at MAHE. With the indelible and ever so encouraging support from the leaders of our institute, the Department of Student Affairs strives day in and day out to nurture the well-being of our students. Your concerns will be met with the solution. Your worries are ours too. At the beginning of the academic year of any course of any department or program, the one constant and endlessly, tirelessly smiling face you will see is that of Dr. Geeta Maya. As a Director of Student Affairs, she and our Deputy Directors are at orientations and briefings. Hearing her and her office at orientations is when you know that rest assured the DSA is always there for you. So on that note, I call upon Dr. Geeta Maya to please take over the lectern and deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, distinguished invitees, faculty, staff, and students from various institutions of Udupi and Manipal. Very good morning to all of you. It is my pleasure to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. Substance abuse is one of the most complex problems we face today with a wide-ranging impact on the well-being of students and community in general. A lot of school-going children and youngsters are knowingly or unknowingly falling prey to this deadly affliction. Having observed an increasing addiction to substances, the Government of India has taken the initiative to implement the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, a campaign to make India free of drug abuse. Here at MAHE, in the past several years, we have been conducting awareness programs and training programs for staff and students of MAHE to understand the repercussions and legal implications of the problem. With the help of our counselors, we have trained over 1,000 student volunteers to identify at-risk students and provide them with the necessary peer support to overcome the addiction. On this occasion, I wish to place on record my sincere gratitude to the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India, for reposing faith in MAHE and ensuring us with the project title Nasha Mukt Udupi Abhiyan by involving young leaders of MAHE. The workshop on youth against drugs encompasses expert talks from eminent resource persons chaired by the Honorable Justice John Michael Dikuna, former Judge of High Court of Karnataka. Thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation to be part of this event, and we are grateful for your inspiring and thought-provoking speech. We are deeply indebted to the guest of honor of today's program, Sri Shantavir Shivappa, Honorable Principal District and Session Judge and Chairman, District Legal Services Authority, Udupi, for all his support and encouragement to conduct this workshop and also for delivering the welcome address. Thank you, sir. We are grateful to Sri Prasanna H., IAS Chief Executive Officer, Zilla Panchayath, Udupi, for gracing us with his presence. Thank you, sir. I also take this opportunity to thank our guest of honor, Sri Akshay M. Hake, Superintendent of Police Udupi, who is always concerned about the students and plays a major role in curbing the menace in our district. Thank you so much, sir, for being with us today and accepting our invitation to deliver a session on legal implications of substance abuse, overview of NDPS Act, prosecution, prevention, and identification. With a deep sense of appreciation, I thank our distinguished guest of honor, Sri Raghavendra Shettigar, Deputy Secretary, Karnataka State Legal Services Authority, Bengaluru, for all his advice and suggestion to conduct this program and also for gracing the occasion. Thank you, sir. My thanks are also due to Sri B. Nagaraj, President Bar Association Udupi, for being with us today and providing valuable support to conduct this program. Thank you, sir. We are deeply indebted to our esteemed Vice Chancellor of Health Sciences, Dr. Sharath K. Rao, who has always been very supportive and encouraging for all our initiatives. We are very fortunate to have you with us today, sir, and I extend heartfelt gratitude for delivering inspiring presidential remarks. Thank you, sir. My heartfelt gratitude to Sri Maruti, Deputy Director, Department of Undergraduate Education, Udupi, for gracing the occasion and instructing the college authorities to depute students to attend the workshop. Thank you, sir. I sincerely thank our beloved registrar, Dr. Giridhar Kini, who is always concerned about the holistic development of our students and encouraging us in all activities that benefit the student community. We thank you, sir, for addressing the gathering and administering the oath. I am also thankful to the principals and HOIs of various institutions of Udupi and Manipal for deputing the faculty and students for the program. My heartfelt gratitude to Srimati Sharmila S., Senior Civil Judge and Member Secretary, for her rock-solid support in conducting this event. Thank you, ma'am. Even though Mr. B.H. Krishnappa is not here with us today, but he has helped us a lot, I take this opportunity to thank him. My thanks are also due to Ms. Ratna, Mr. Roshan Kumar, Mr. Umesh, and Mr. Shivaji from the Department of Empowerment of Differently Abled and Senior Citizens for all their valuable support. I also take this opportunity to thank in advance Dr. P.V. Bandari, Director and Consultant Psychiatrist, Dr. A.D. Baliga Group of Institutions, Udupi, for accepting our invitation to deliver a session on challenges and effects of drug abuse, role of youth in the prevention of substance abuse, and drug refusal techniques. Thank you, sir. I'm very grateful to all the distinguished invitees, officials from KSLSA Bengaluru, DLSA Bar Association Udupi, District Administration, Zilla Panchayath Udupi, Department of Empowerment of Differently Abled and Senior Citizens, Health and Family Welfare Services Department of Public Instructions, Vaikunta Baliga College of Law, Kunjibettu, MAHE officials, and heads of institutions for being with us today. Thank you all. I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Vinod Naik, Professor Forensic Medicine, KMC Manipal, and Deputy Directors of Student Affairs, Mr. Roshan David Jatana, Dr. Rashmi Yogish Pai, Dr. Arvind Pandey for introducing the guest and resource person. My thanks are also due to the members of press and media for covering the entire event. Our heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Sachin Karand, Deputy Director, PR and Media, and his team for providing necessary audio-visual support for the program. My sincere thanks to the most valued student participants from various institutions of Manipal and Udupi. My heartfelt gratitude to Ms. Shravya Basri, Research Scholar at Gandhian Center for Philosophical Arts and Sciences, MAHE, Manipal, for rendering the melodious invocation. I also express my gratitude to the Master of Ceremony, Ms. Komal Jennifer D'Souza, Research Scholar, Department of Commerce, Manipal, for taking us through the program very effectively. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Padmaraj Hegade, the Dean KMC, for providing us with a venue, the Department of Empowerment of Differently Abled and Senior Citizens, and MAHE Manipal for jointly sponsoring food for all the participants of today's program. I thank the Student Council President of KMC, Mr. Ayushman Kashyap, and his team for volunteering for this event. I also take this opportunity to thank all the students from KMC and DOC who will be performing mime and stage play immediately after the stage program. My heartfelt thanks to my entire team from the Department of Student Affairs, MAHE, Manipal, for all their valuable need-based support in executing today's program. To conclude, I would like to thank each and every one of you present here at this event. Let us all work together with enthusiasm and dedication to curb this menace of drugs. Dear students, drugs end all dreams. Put it out before it puts you out. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, ma'am, for extending your gratitude to everyone who's made this day possible. And it's been a terrific success of this program. Well, I also recognize the presence of Professor Surekha, the HOD of Vaikunta Baliga College of Law, Udupi. I request ma'am to kindly come on the dais and accept a memento as a token of appreciation for being here from Dr. Sharath Rao. A warm welcome to you, ma'am, and thank you. Well, just remember, students, to treat your mind and body like a divine, sacred entity. Drug abuse does not show any strength. It only shows vulnerability and a cry for help. When trouble knocks on your door in the form of potential substance, always know that we are here for you. And with that, we are here. I request, before we proceed, I request all of you to kindly be seated because we do have a couple of shows to go on. We have a mime show and we have a skit to be played. And for that, I also request the dignitaries to kindly occupy the front seats, and we would love your presence for the rest of the program. Thank you so much. Told through the serene art of mime, the art of silence illuminating the shadows of society's struggles, and with each graceful movement, a poignant tale unfolds. Prepare to witness an emotional and thought-provoking journey that will take you deep into the heart of addiction's crippling reality. Please welcome, with a big round of applause, Agaz, the Dramatics Club of KMC Manipal. Please put your hands together. Well, I know for a fact it was grappling, and I think, and I'm sure they deserve a bigger round of applause, everyone. Come on. The message could not be more clearer. All you have to do is break the shackles that keep you down, get stronger, and do good for yourself and the society. Well, ladies and gentlemen, with that, it is time for a beautiful skit by the students of DOC. And this is about raising awareness about the Nasha Mukt on campus of MAHE. You know for a fact that we have Nasha Mukt, an incredible society that helps you get through anything that troubles you with reference to substance abuse. So this is an awareness program. This is an awareness about this program. So over to the students of Department of Commerce, MAHE, Manipal, for the skit.
This is Srishti and Vidushi in their first year of the college, thinking they have all the problems in their world and all the power to handle it.
Oh my God, Shrishti, this college is so beautiful and the people are so nice here.
I know, and so much of freedom, like we can do anything we want.
Hi, Sharda.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. Sharda, meet Shrishti. Shrishti, meet Sharda.
What are your plans for today?
No, nothing really.
You know what? There's a gathering in my house. You guys have to come to my house. I'll text you the address. I have some work.
Sure.
Yeah. Are you sure about the gathering?
Shrishti, we've been invited by a senior. Oh my God. Yes.
This meet could have gone both ways, but we are here to show you both the choices that you have.
Oh my God, this apartment is so pretty.
Pretty shady. I mean, the music, the lights. I'm not sure about this.
God, Shrishti, shut up. Hi, Sharda.
Hi. You guys are really on time. Oh, go grab your drinks from that side. That side.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I think this is alcohol. I'm not really sure about this. We shouldn't be doing this.
Hey, Sharda.
Yeah?
Does this have alcohol in it?
Of course. No. Just keep
Shrishti,
it. We'll fall in
Shrishti,
trouble. No,
this is
Vidushi,
the
just
party,
keep it.
Shrishti. We had a seniors.
No,
meet
don't touch
just
it.
once.
Really, you'll get into trouble for this, Vidushi.
You know what? I'll drink. I don't care about you.
Please.
Nice. Come.
Hi, how was it?
It was so good. So good.
You really shouldn't be keeping all this stuff. We are new here.
Shrishti.
Shut up. Can I borrow Vidushi for a second? No, I'm not sure about this. No.
I'll be right back.
Hey, your friend doesn't like my party or what?
No, actually, it's not that. It's just like a new place, right? She's just a little
Okay. I have something for you. You have to try this. Yeah. Try it. It'll take you to a whole new world.
Ooh, looks like a mint.
You
How
just
am I
have to
supposed to,
like put it on your tongue. Yeah. See? You're pretty
nice.
strong with all this stuff, huh? Anyways, you come to my place tomorrow and don't get your friend, okay? Just you and me, we'll chill.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. We'll see. We'll have fun.
She thought she was having fun, but what she was actually doing was creating more and more problems for herself and her friends. Srishti, being a good friend here, helps her and warms her and takes care of her in this devastating state. Next day, at the seniors' place again, Vidushi finds herself surrounded by drugs and substances again.
Hi, Shradha. What's up?
Hello. Oh, I have something new for you. You have to try this. Try this. Wait. Let me light it up for you. Yeah.
Wow, it's giving me this buzz.
I know.
You know what? This Shrishti has been annoying me for so long. Like, she's been constantly calling me like she's my mother.
You know,
So
just
annoying.
leave.
Just,
Yeah.
you know what? Never mind.
I think I have some work. You just feel like home. I'll be back.
I'll be here.
Srishti, worried about her friends who finds her in an unconscious state, is worried and calls the neighbors around her.
She's not picking up my calls, nor is she responding to any of my texts. Let me check her location. Oh no, she's with the seniors again. Vidushi! Vidushi, wake up! Vidushi! Help! Help! My friend is unresponsive. Please. Yeah.
Let's take her to the hospital.
And then it's too late to realize. Overdose without any care or precaution. When the realization hits, she has already been blood tested and caught red-handed by the police. Her senior, Sarda, has been caught by the police too.
My whole life has been ruined, Shrishti.
You'll get through this, Vidushi.
I almost died.
No, please. Mistakes happen and we'll get through this. I trust you.
I never want to see that senior again.
And you won't. She's been caught by the police. You know what? Our university gives us the best counselors who's going to get you through this. All right? Vidushi, this is Siri, your counselor. She'll help you through rehab.
Hi Vidushi, how are you doing? It's okay. I'm your counselor and I'm with Nasha Mukt Club and I promise that we will help you out of this. Yes? You just take care and I'll be arranging an appointment very soon with you. Okay?
Corrective help can solve any problem with care and precaution. That is what Nasha Mukt Club is for.
We are here standing against drugs and its abuse. We need your support because we know that we are capable enough to help the people in need. So we ask you guys to join and support this campaign and let us all say no to drugs.
Thank you. Thank you.
A mighty big thank you to the students of Department of Commerce for raising the awareness about the presence of the Nasha Mukt program. One more time, a big round of applause. Students, thank you. Well, with that, once again, I recognize the presence of all the distinguished invitees and guests, lawyers and judges, representatives of the district and state in this program. A warm welcome to you once again. Well, now it is time to hear a few sessions, a very, insightful and inspiring sessions from incredible individuals. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Dr. P.V. Bhandari, and we also have Dr. Rashmi Yogeshbhai, who will introduce her to all of us. Dr. Rashmi Yogeshbhai is an associate professor at the Department of Commerce, MAHE, since 2017. Currently, she is also the Deputy Director of Student Affairs, Technical, MAHE Manipal. She's an individual with incredible empathy and a kind and humble smile. Before we have ma'am introduce Dr. P.V. Bhandari to all of us, I request Dr. Geeta Maya to kindly welcome sir with a floral welcome, please. Thank you, ma'am. Welcome, sir. I request Dr. Rashmi Yogeshbhai to kindly introduce Dr. P.V. Bhandari to the gathering.
Good morning, distinguished guests, invitees, and my dear students. It's my privilege to introduce Dr. P.V. Bhandari to this enthusiastic audience. Dr. Bhandari began his medical career with an MBBS degree from JJM Medical College, Davangere. He has supplemented his medical degree with the Diploma in Psychological Medicine from Manipal Academy of Higher Education, where he was awarded the Best Outgoing Student with the gold medal by the Psychiatry Department of MAHE. He also has Diplomate of National Board Psychiatry from Father Muller's Medical College, Mangalore. And Dr. P.V. Bhandari is a recipient of numerous awards, including S.S. Jairam Award, award by Karnataka Psychiatric Society for the year 2005 and 2006. The Udupi Taluk Sahitya Sammelana Award in the year 2009, the District Level Kannada Rajyotsava Award in the year 2008, the CADBAM's Distinguished Psychiatrist Award in the year 2012, and also the Spandana Award by Karnataka Psychiatric Society in the same year for his exemplary services in the alcohol de-addiction and many more. Dr. Bhandari has held several prestigious positions in various institutions and in the state. He has served as a consultant psychiatrist at Lombardo Memorial Hospital, Udupi. A lecturer in the Department of Psychiatry at Enapoya Medical College, an honorary psychiatrist at the Government District Hospital, Udupi, and as an assistant professor in the Department of Psychiatry at Kastuba Medical College, Manipal Academy of Higher Education. While working at the Government District Hospital, Dr. Bandari started the psychiatric department and also was instrumental in the construction of a separate psychiatry ward and arranging free medicines by getting donations from private donors. He has also written several articles and books on the subject of mental health and is a well-known resource person for talks and workshops on mental health related topics in the schools and colleges across the district and state. Dr. Bandari is currently working as a director and consultant psychiatrist at Dr. A.V. Baliga Memorial Hospital, Udupi. Under his able leadership, Dr. A.V. Baliga Memorial Hospital emerged as one of the best hospitals of Udupi region. Thank you, sir, for accepting to be the resource person and being with us today. We welcome you to this program. Our students are eager to hear from you, sir. Today, Dr. Bandari, sir, is enlightening us on a topic, challenges and effects of drug abuse, role of youth in prevention of substance abuse, and drug refusal techniques. Over to you, sir.
At the outset, I thank the organizers of today's program. Basically, my topic that has been given to me is challenges and effects of drug abuse, role of youth in prevention of substance abuse, and of course, the most important thing, the drug refusal techniques. In fact, I want to compliment the students of MAHE, because many of the things which I want to tell you, they have already depicted through a mime as well as a skit. And I will tell you, the mime I saw today is one of the best mimes I have ever seen. So I really, this is a campus where I have lived, this is a campus where I have studied, this is a campus where I have worked also. So it's in fact one of the best places which can give a lot of good education and also lot of opportunities to do well in life. So the main aim of today's program is to enlighten our youth. And when I say drug abuse, when we say addiction, see, there are many of us feel that drugs means they are all illegal. No, there are many things which are legal among us. I call it the Sarkari Kripa Poshit drugs, that is this alcohol and tobacco. These are, in fact, I will tell you, these are the gateway drugs. Now, I'll tell you, in my career of last 24 years, I have come across only 2 or 3 people who have directly got into these illegal drugs. Many of them, most of them, they first start with alcohol and tobacco. See, this is what is called as the gateway drug. So the legal drugs, then comes what is called as the prescription drugs. Prescription drugs means, what you should understand is, many times, I am a psychiatrist. Many drugs I write it to my patients. But if you start taking these medicines, you will definitely get a high. You will definitely feel more sleepy. You will also start feeling that you are having a lot of energy. These drugs basically act on our nervous system. So these prescription drugs, you must be aware of these, the benzodiazepines, the drugs like diazepam, nitrazepam, clonazepam, these sort of things, and cough syrups. In fact, as a student, when I was a student here in Manipal, one of the most common drug that was being abused was this cough syrup. In fact, my house was in Parkala. As I came up, there was a medical store just as we enter Manipal, and it was a hadda where these cough syrups were very easily available. Over the years, in fact, the owner of the shop also became an addict, and ultimately he died. So, in fact, after that, some injections started coming. That is one of the common things was what is called as a buprenorphine. And subsequently, we noted that there were drugs like Ultracet, these sort of things. And of course, now I'm very sad. What I have been seeing is, initially when I started my career, it was something like in 6 months, 1 year, we used to see 1 or 2 students coming seeking help. But today, we have seen a situation, it's not just Manipal, I am not saying it is only in Manipal. We are living in a district where there are multiple professional institutions. And what I have noticed is, of late, we are, this is like your BA, whatever your degrees, like MBBS, diploma, master's degree, like that. Initially, all of you start with this alcohol, tobacco, then the diploma will be your cannabis. The unfortunate thing is, master's degree will be the things like this MDMA, the PhD will be opium. Like that, you go on increasing. This is what we psychiatrists call it as escalation hypothesis. You go on increasing the type of drug. See, why do you do this? What is the reason you do it? In fact, it was as it was depicted. See, basically what happens is you feel happy. In fact, as a psychiatrist, I will tell you what happens is these sort of drugs, you start with some feeling that you feel happy. That is what it alters your emotions. It alters your thoughts. And remember, these drugs have been a part of our culture. In fact, while talking, one of the dignitaries, I think our High Court Judge Sri Dikuna sir mentioned about these chocolates. You must have heard of these chocolates. In fact, it contains bhang, and you will be surprised. Many of these in Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, these and Rajasthan, these are the 3 states where government has permitted this as a part of our culture during some festivals. So why I am telling you this is, these have been a part of our culture since long. And why this is a problem? Please understand, first thing is, it affects different strata of society. You may think that it is these drug addicts come from broken families, drug addicts are from poorer sections, drug addicts are people who are not good in their studies. This is all wrong. What I have noticed is, they can be from very good homes. I will tell you. In fact, I will start with a real incident. In fact, I was treating a boy, this was in the year 2000. See, in fact, he was in one of the best engineering colleges of India, not just Karnataka, India. He had come through a common entrance test, and he was son of 2 civil servants. In fact, he created such a mess in the hostel. At that time, the then superintendent of police of Udupi, his intervention was sought, because these 2 civil servants who were parents of this boy, they were bosses of the superintendent of police elsewhere. So, in fact, at the request of the then superintendent of police, I went to that college with with the police and the SP. When we went there, in fact, it was such a tragical scene. This boy was locked in a room, and for the last 3-4 days, food was being fed through a window. You just imagine. And this fellow was holding a knife and threatening anybody, if you come inside, I'll put this on you. And it was a mess. In fact, the police, then they had to call the firefighting brigade. So many things they had to do. And we had to get him. I was at that time working in Udupi Mission Hospital. So he was treated, and in fact, I lost touch with him. This is in 2003. Now I'll come to the postscript. 2017, I was called as a guest to Spandana Rehabilitation Center, Bangalore. When I went there, I see a young boy coming to me, and he said, "Sir, do you remember me?" I was surprised. I couldn't remember him. Then he said, he even told me, "You are Dr. Bandari, right?" I said, "Yes." Then he tells me, Sir, do you remember I am such and such a fellow whom you had treated in 2003? Then I asked him, then I could remember, I asked him, why are you here after so many years? He said, for the last 12, 13 years, on and off, I have been on these drugs. And in fact, this is my 7th rehabilitation center. I am not able to come out. See, son of civil servants, and whatever I am telling you, I have just masked the identity because I cannot tell you the name and all, but it's entirely true. And just imagine a youth working, who got a seat through All India entrance, and today he is still in the rehabilitation center and son of 2 civil servants. So why I am telling you this is, please understand it can affect all strata of the society. And in fact, you saw what happens with this addiction, how people get killed, all this was shown. And one thing I will tell you, why we are concerned. See, we from the Indian Medical Association, this will be the 17th program I am speaking, and in this week, this is the 4th program. Why do you think we are conducting this? See, this is the age where you start, your brain is developing. Many of you are in the age group of 18, 19, 20. This is the age when your brain is developing, when you are introduced to these substances. What happens is, see, research very clearly says, if you are introduced to this drug at the age of 18, it is likely that 85% of the times, I am quoting from National Institute of Alcohol and Addictions, they have done a survey which says, if these people are introduced to drugs between the age of 16 to 18, it is likely that 85% of them will become addicts by the age of 25. This is something which is very alarming. And if somebody takes alcohol or drugs after the age of 25, it is likely that only 4% of them can become addicts. So you notice the difference. We need to intervene early. In fact, I am very happy. I have been a silent admirer of our SP because since he came, very silently he has been doing his work without any publicity. He has been trying to get hold of these addicts, and of late we have been working closely with him. And I will tell you, Udupi district is lucky to have him here, and I am sure we will do more, and we will see that we will do something for this. So now, why do you take drugs? So first thing is this. See, first thing is peer pressure. You saw how one girl could refuse, another girl succumbed. See, this is the most common thing. Unfortunate thing is today, these drugs have entered birthday parties. See, I used to see birthday parties where students would have complications because of alcohol use. We had people who used to have binge drinking. Slowly, cannabis came. And now, unfortunate thing is this MDMA, cannabis, and in fact, all of you have seen this film Munna Bhai MBBS? You have seen. See, what this drug does is a chemical locha in your brain. Please understand this. All these different, see, you must have seen, no, people, they don't take whiskey and beer together. They don't take these different sort of substances. But in these parties, what is happening is, whatever is available, at one point of time, they will reach such a stage, whatever is available, they will just take it. And ultimately, it creates so much of mess. So this peer pressure, and in fact, to feel different, to feel cool, that is the word. In fact, they were relieving stress, celebrations, lot of things make you take these drugs. And I will tell you already, as you have seen, see, basic thing is, the moment you start taking drugs, and as Justice Dikuna very clearly told you about this film actor's son, he was just involved in that, this one, he might not be the peddler. But what happens is, when he is with antisocial, he also will be taken by the police. Many times I have seen these students being picked up mainly because they were a part of this gang. So stealing, crime. In fact, again I will tell you, son of 2 teachers, he was caught stealing laptops. And why he was doing it? It was mainly because he wanted money for the drugs. So you just imagine, a son of a religious person, again caught stealing things, stealing bike, stealing ornaments. For what? It is only for these drugs. So what happens is, many of you unknowingly can get into these sort of things. So now I'll come to what are the things, how you have to identify your friends. See, one thing is, I am sure those of you who are here, you are not taking these drugs. But what we want is your help in identifying these addicts. This is what is called as peer counseling. In fact, one of my dreams is we should have peer counselors in each and every class, so that people will know how to pick up those addicts. And please understand, they are not criminals. They are not actually, they have become victims of the situation, and many times if we help them, and I will tell you my own experiences, I have seen many times classmates bringing these people who were taking drugs, when they come to us, and in fact classmates taking full responsibility, and we have seen lot of wonders have occurred. So first thing is, these are the people who will have drowsiness in the class. They will have a bluish tinge in the lips and nails, and sometimes they limp when they walk, and of course dry mouth. And these are the people who can suddenly become agitated, confused. They suddenly get angry without any reason. We have had instances where these people who have taken drugs suddenly screaming in the class, or suddenly fighting with people without any reason, and of course developing vomiting. Suddenly they lose coordination, these sort of things, and their BP falls down. They become disoriented. They always complain of pain abdomen. They have muscle spasms, these sort of things. And the worst thing is what is called as a delirium. Many of these drugs, when they are suddenly, they are not getting the stock, what happens is they get into what is called as delirium. They start seeing snakes. They start hearing music. They don't need your FM radio and all. Just like that, they will start hearing the things which are not there. So they start dancing, these sort of things. So very difficult situation you will be in. So if you find anybody little confused, wearing shabby clothes, and he is not very attentive in the class, very angry for small reasons, please be careful. Maybe he is taking drugs. And one thing is, please see that you report it to your higher ups, maybe the teachers. So next thing is, I already told you about this progression. It all starts with tobacco, and then the alcohol, party drugs, marijuana, then of course cocaine, heroin, all these things. So why do they take it? What is the reason why they go on continuing it? This is one of the things very important. All of you have heard of withdrawal symptoms. What is this withdrawal symptoms? What happens? See, all these people, they start with the very low dose. Please understand. Initially it is 30 ml. I'll use alcohol as the main thing. Initially it is 30 ml. 30 becomes 60. 60 becomes 90. 90 becomes quarter. Quarter becomes bottle. That's how it progresses. So this is what is called as tolerance. And suppose he doesn't get his supply. Okay, he doesn't get his supply. Then what happens is what is called as withdrawal symptoms. What he has is, see, suppose recently I will tell you my experience. 34-year-old male. Okay, he was working in a bank, and for the last 6 months he is not going to the bank. 12 o'clock he starts drinking. So his wife and brother-in-law somehow persuaded him to come to my chamber. So at 12 o'clock I saw him, and what I noticed was he was having a yellowish tinge in the eyes. So I immediately told, get your liver function test done. He went to our hospital lab, and in fact he was delayed there because the investigation takes almost 1.5 hours. By 1:30 he comes to my chamber. He is not recognizing me. He said, "Who are you?" I said, "I just saw you." No, I have not seen you. Where am I? He is not able to recognize. Then within 5 minutes he threw a fit, seizure. Have you heard alcohol withdrawal seizure? This is what we call. Okay, and he was totally confused. And in fact the next 3 days it was a horrible period for my staff. What happens is, these people, they become dependent on these drugs. What happens is they get intense craving for these drugs. but they cannot get it. Then they have tremors. Then they have feeling of fearfulness. This is what we call as delirium, and some of them can have fits. And this is a sign that they are totally dependent on these drugs. So various drugs have various, withdrawal symptoms. But this is the worst thing about drugs. Many of our youth, see, many of you start casually and most of you end up in the casualty. Because what happens is, you saw how the they showed in the mime about road traffic accidents. In fact, I will tell you, this is one of the commonest reasons for death at your age. Please understand this. Most common cause of death in teenagers and adolescents is this. One is speed driving, another is under intoxication driving. So this is what is called as physical dependence. Then you develop what is called as mental dependence, where your body craves for the drug. You cannot be without, you cannot remain without drugs. In fact, we have had an instance in our hospital. He was in a special room. Those days, we had this AC fit to the windows. He saw to it in the midnight. Nurses also could not make out. He removed the AC. He jumped through that. Unfortunately, this boy, in fact, he was saved that time. He jumped from second floor, nothing except few fractures. But this fellow, you must have heard about this plane crash that occurred from Dubai. In fact, he recovered, he went to Dubai, and he died in the plane crash. This is a real incident. So the craving will be so intense, The craving was so intense, he just jumped out of the window from second floor. So this is what is called as mental dependence. So basically, again I will tell you, please understand, don't think that tobacco and alcohol are safe. This is what we call as the gateway drugs. It starts from here, and please understand this tobacco, you will be surprised. Many of you will be using it. I hope none of you are using here, but I will tell you, it contains almost 4,000 different chemicals, and in that almost 65 to 70 chemicals, they can cause various cancers. You just have, those of you who have come here, if you really want to know the menace, go to the Shirdi Sai Baba hospital and ask each and every patient. You will know many of them, not many, most of them are users of tobacco. Now, I start with that because this is the biggest menace. In fact, from head to toe, tobacco can cause a lot of problems. You see, nicotine and tobacco can have the lung cancer, even throat cancer, so many things. And don't think that it is safe. And my earnest appeal is, say no to the first puff, say no to the first peg. So when it comes to alcohol, alcohol can also cause a lot of problems from head to toe. In fact, the commonest cause of road traffic accidents today is alcohol. So please understand this. And of course, it can cause what is called as a cirrhosis of liver. It can cause a lot of health issues to you. It can affect your brain. So these are certain things which you should be aware of. It affects your central nervous system. I see many of these students who become college dropouts mainly because of this excessive use of alcohol and other drugs. Now I will come to the most important drug in any campus, ganja. Because many people think that it is a cool drug. It is a cool drug, it doesn't do anything. And I will tell you umpteen number of stories where, in fact, right now I am having in our rehabilitation center a chemical engineer. He is aged 35. He is in our hospital in the last 10 years, 3 occasions, and every time he was inside the hospital for almost 1.5 to 2 years. Right now he has just in the month of April completed 1 year. And what happens is he is suffering from a very peculiar psychiatric disorder. I will come to that. So what happens is, many of you, not everybody, I will tell you, you may point out, see, in fact, you will see among the public also, there are some people who only drink 30 ml of alcohol, 60 ml of alcohol, who are comfortable, right? You have seen or not? Yes. You have seen? Yeah. So, but what happens is, few of them become addicts. Similarly, the same thing happens with ganja also. Please understand this. Many people think that ganja is a cool drug. Ganja makes you creative. I had a keyboard player from Mumbai. Okay, he always used to tell, sir, have you taken ganja? He asked. No, you try, sir, you will not leave it. This is what he used to say. And he says, I am well-known keyboard player among many parties in Mumbai, and I attribute it to ganja. See, this is the tragedy. So many, and I told him, you try without ganja. He says, no, sir, how can I do it, sir? Without that, I don't get ideas. Then I asked him, when did you start this? I started 5 years ago. How many years you have been known as a good keyboard player? 15 years ago. See, these are all myths. You get these sort of ideas and you think, but please understand, you think that it has got some very good qualities. So I'll tell you, this ganja is one thing which really, it is available as hashish, charas, bang, so many things. And from, I have seen the worst possible things. I have seen recently, 5 months ago, again a son of a school teacher and a bank employee. This boy was caught peddling in Bengaluru. Then he came here, and here he could not get this ganja on time, and he was probably on some other drug which we could not identify, I mean isolate, because MDMA, sir also knows, very difficult to isolate in strips. So what happened is, suddenly he developed such a withdrawal symptom. In a fit of this one, he just pushed his father. And father had a fall, father had a fracture. And ultimately he came to our hospital. I have never seen, he is a very lean boy. He was lifting our cot and trying to hit our staff. So much of aggression, so much of wanting to go into this substance. So ganja is something which can affect your brains, it can affect your, in fact, it can affect fertility. It can reduce the sperm. It is known to cause so many cancers. So it can cause memory loss. I have seen people developing severe memory loss because of ganja. So then this is the thing Justice was just mentioning. 100 kg of drug-laced chocolates which were seized in Mangaluru. In fact, these sort of things, see, wherever there is a demand, there will be supply. Please understand this. So our aim today is to see that we reduce the demand. That is what we are trying to do. So you should not become addicted to this. These are certain things I want to tell you. So coming to what is called as the narcotic analgesics. See, these are certain things which we doctors prescribe for relieving drugs, relieving pain. So what happens is, it is basically opium derivative, different things are there, morphine, codeine, and of course the semi-synthetic heroin. Then synthetic, this is buprenorphine. This is the thing, again, I have seen it comes from different places. It is sent by courier, and many students come have access to this. This is what is called as TD-Gesic, and in fact methadone, pentazocine. In fact, what happens is, this affects our brain directly. What we have noticed is long-term effects. When people get into this heroin, they develop a lot of issues. Many of them can develop problems in the heart because of their IV use, and it can affect their liver. And in fact, what happens is, many of them, they can develop hepatitis C, hepatitis B virus. Again, I will tell you, this was a son of two medical college doctors, professors. He was studying in Mysore, and he contracted this hepatitis C and hepatitis B at the age of 22, and he died at the age of 29, and son of two doctors, you can imagine. So these are the certain things which can occur. Now, another important drug which we are seeing now is amphetamine. So in fact, amphetamine, in our earlier days, when I was a student here, I have seen, it used to come from East Africa. We had a student who during every exam time, he would start hearing voices. He would say that the management of the college, I was studying here, management, Vinod may remember, management of the college is putting some camera. Those days we did not have CCTV. He would say some camera or TV is fit into his head, and everybody is observing him. And come every exam, he develops this. We were surprised. What is the thing? Then ultimately we came to know he was using one of these congeners of amphetamine. And what happened is,
he was doing it. Why, you know? Why do you think they use amphetamine? They want to stay awake. Did you get my point? Stay awake, read more. See, a very good student. But the thing is, he is misinformed. He thought that he will remember better, he will be able to study more, and he got into this amphetamine-induced psychosis. So many times these students can develop a lot of problems. And now one of the recent things we are seeing, what is this? Can any one of you recognize? ಕೇಳಿದಿರಾ ಇದು? What is this? See, this is what is called, as you know, this whitener, Fevibond, okay? Yes, Fevicol. See, these are, now I'll ask you one question. What is the thing which gives the kick for tobacco? Please tell me. Tobacco, what gives the kick? What ingredient in tobacco gives the kick? Very good. See, similarly, these substances, inhalants, they have an ingredient called as toluene. Those of you studying chemistry, you will know, who have studied chemistry, toluene is a hydrocarbon. So when they take this, they get the kick. So these inhalants are basically these things like Fevibond, petrol. You have all sniffed petrol. Yes or no? ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮೂಸಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಕಿಕ್ ಹೊಡೆಯುತ್ತಾ? Okay. So basically what happens is, this is what it contains, toluene. Okay. When you take it, and you will be surprised, and I will tell you the unfortunate thing later. What happens is, they put it in a plastic cover, they do it. And in fact, around I think 5-6 years back, Annamalai sir was the SP. At that time, we had a boy, 16-year-old boy, mind you, 16-year-old boy, who would give this Fevibond from various shops. He doesn't know totally why he is giving it. He will go and give to some people. This was in Udyawar, there is a school. In that school ground, they would take it. Okay. And later on, by 3-4 years, this boy, he himself became addicted to this Fevibond. He did not have father, he did not have mother. His uncle, who was working in a small-time shop, saw him, saw that, see, the uncle was giving me very peculiar history. He doesn't take alcohol. He doesn't, we do not have money to give for drugs. He doesn't steal money. So, but I find him intoxicated. He is very drowsy. He is talking something abnormal. I don't know, sir. So then, in fact, that is how he came for medical attention. Then we noticed his liver functions were bad. His kidney functions also had started worsening. Then when we questioned him, after almost 5-6 sittings, he tells me, I am using this Fevibond. I was shocked. I will tell you, I had never thought a small boy. Then he told me, sir, the last 4 years, initially I used to give. After 2-3 years, I saw they are very happy after taking this. So I also started to take. And in fact, even now, it is very difficult. He has gone into some other drug, but he has not stopped this. So this is something which you should understand. And the unfortunate thing I will tell you, what we see is, this is seen among rag pickers. You know, rag pickers, slum dwellers who do not have money. When they see that this gives them the kick. And another thing is, it reduces the appetite. That is why many of these people can get addicted, they use this excessively. So, basically now, what is the solution? So, this is, I quote from Dr. Pratima Murthy. She is my teacher, professor and director of NIMANS. You know, when we were small, there was Will's cigarette. Now I think that brand is not so popular. So she used to tell, Bandari, will's power is stronger than willpower. Please understand that. Okay. So this will's power, I mean, the addiction, you saw in the mime how ultimately to come out of it, how he was trying. So please understand, see these photos. Do you think you want any one of your friends to be like this? This is what you should understand. Many of these people, they really become victims, and they in fact end their life, or many times they become college dropouts. So basically, first thing is we want to create awareness. That's why, in fact, because of want of time, actually I have cut short many of the slides, but I will tell you, you need to understand why you are taking drugs, and today SP sir will be talking about drug loss and treatment. Treatment is a Chakravyuh. You have heard of Chakravyuh? What is it? Very easy to get inside, difficult to come out. You are all, those of you who are addicted, they are all Abhimanyus. They will get inside, they will never come out. I will tell you, best of de-addiction centers. Alcohol de-addiction, 30% success, 20 to 30%. Even in my center, it is almost around 20% only. Let me tell you, best of de-addiction centers, 20 to 30%. When it comes to drugs, it becomes much less, 5%, 10%. So what you should understand is, it is better you don't get inside this. And those who get inside, what happens is, 1/3 of them become dropouts, they become antisocials. 1/3 of them, they die very young. See, when I was working in government service, why do you think I took up this anti-drug, this one? I have done a post-mortem of a 19-year-old boy from Bangalore who collapsed in our, those days, there was a, this one, from city bus stand to our service bus stand, there was a small way and there were toilets around. In there, he collapsed there, died with a syringe. It was a big news those days. You just imagine, 19-year-old boy. So these are certain things which are very painful. So if it was my own son, if it is your own brother, see, please understand, what you need to do is, we need to work on this. In fact, I am very happy MAHE has taken up this. In fact, I have been a part of Nasha Mukta Udupi Abhiyan by MAHE. I think I have come in the last 2 years multiple number of times. Even day before yesterday I was in MIT. So what I have noticed is they are doing the right thing. We need to give awareness. Now another right thing that has happened is our SP started taking action, started putting cases against the addicts also. This is something long ago I had felt something of the sort has to be done. Otherwise nothing will happen. But now we are very happy, government has also started doing something. And then the treatment program, community skills, community programs. In fact, MAHE has been doing a lot of things. Even our hospital has been very actively involved in conducting these programs. Of course, despite this, there are many things government needs to do. In this August gathering, in presence of judges, I would say one thing is, we need to be very strict. We need to have the conviction rates in these sort of cases, especially peddlers should go very fast. Then we will have some solution. Now I will come to the last part. See, who introduces you to this drug? See, I will again repeat. Yesterday also I told in MIT, I don't say one boy is a bad boy. There is nobody who is a bad boy. There is nobody who is, he is a bad person. Please understand, it is only, they are persons with some bad, bad characters. That's what happens. There is nobody, and what you should understand is, many times these people, what happens is, you saw in the drama, they will force you. And see, what happens is, this teenage is a very peculiar age. College students, na chote hain, na bade hain, bahut mushkil mein pade hain. You are neither small nor big. So what happens? Somebody forces you. Oh, you don't drink. What? You don't smoke. You are a Gandhi or what? See, we have brought Gandhi to that level in this country now. So somebody who is not doing anything which is fashionable is Gandhi. So they will tell, no, you take for my sake. Ma kasam, tomorrow I will not force you. This is what I have heard from, tomorrow I will not force you. Take little bit. So this is the thing we need to work on. Please understand, see, this person, if you saw in the drama, refused, this is what you need to understand. And here what happens is, why you succumb? One is need for acceptance. See, again, it is not a joke, don't take it as a joke. I was treating a girl from, she was doing her architecture in Bangalore. She was in severe depression. So she was brought to me because her father works in Kundapura. So I asked the girl, why you are depressed? Then she started narrating what, see, there were 35 students of architecture in her class, almost 28 girls, 7 boys. Okay, and she was the only girl who was not drinking. And as soon as she came inside, people would make fun of her, it seems. See, Gandhi came. See, she is a blot in our batch. She is the only person. All other girls, they are taking. See, these sort of things. Need for, and this girl didn't want to. And she started coming home. She started refusing to go. So these sort of things. And what happens is, this is the age where you want acceptance. You want approval. And of course, our SP is very fond of telling about this FOMO in many things. Fear of missing out, that I will miss out that, happiness. I will miss out that this one. I will not have friends. So these sort of things. And of course, what happens is, sometimes it is social norms. See, what happens is, again I am reminded of a son of a police constable, almost around 2005-06, Dr. Shalini Sharma was treating him in Manipal. See, when he came, he became very depressed. He said, I cannot adjust to this culture in Manipal. Here everybody is talking toing, they are talking in English, and I don't drink, I don't smoke. So these sort of things, what happens is, you get attracted to these sort of things, and these, of course, it can be, one thing is negative peer pressure. So friends will force you, you take it, nothing will happen. So this is why I told, we all need to create positive peer pressure. That is my aim. Like, we have to see that peers behave in a responsible way. They do not force. They talk about this. I know first they will make fun of you. I will tell you, I have been made fun of in every gathering because I don't drink. And when I come, even sometimes some very, very big gatherings, when I get inside, in yaru munde yaru kudibedi, I have very little control. But please understand, because of that, my health is better. Because of that, I can work better. I work almost 16-17 hours a day. And I will tell you, one of the reasons is, I'll tell you, one thing is, many of you go for drugs, alcohol. Instead, try exercise. See, every day, even yesterday night, 11 to 12, I have walked. I have a facility in my house itself, but regular 1 hour physical exercise. And go to Marina. I always tell those of you students of Manipal, you are very lucky to have a place like Marina. Go and spend your time there. And that gives you a high. You feel more happy. You feel more powerful after these exercises. So basic thing is, there are people who are going to force you, coerce you. They are going to tell you nothing will happen. We all are taking, you also take. But please understand, these things like forcing you to take these drugs, all this can create lot of pressure for you. So what I advise is, you understand the impact. You saw in the drama how that girl's education, everything was getting marred. So what you need to do is, people are going to tell you, are you afraid? Everybody is doing it. Don't mess up the fun. You saw, no, she was telling, this girl, she is messing the fun of the party. Don't be a nerd. It will be fun. It can't hurt just this one time. You take it one time, nothing will happen. If you won't do it, don't bother to come. Don't come here. It is really safe. See, you saw, no, that fellow, he is also taking the drug. So don't worry. We have been doing this for a long time. These are the things they will tell you. Please understand that you say no. Say no when they tell this, because this is what we call as resistance skills, drug refusal skills, assertiveness. See, what you should understand is, the common cause why a student gets addicted is because he doesn't know to say no. This is what happens. See, this is a common thing. If you don't learn to say, I have seen, this is why, this is the root cause of all ills in the society. Let me tell you, an officer becomes corrupt. Why, you know? All others are taking, so, and they will say, you are not taking. So you also start taking. A doctor becomes corrupt because all other doctors are doing something, he is not doing it. Same way, all of you youth, You start, many of you, see, we are very lucky, 95% of you are not addicted. But the 5%, if you look at it, many of them are forced by others. They are forced, they are told, and you do not want to say no. Why do you not, why can't you say it? This is the skill you should have. In fact, I call it as the number one stress management skill. If anybody tells you to do something, you say, I will not do it. If you don't like it, don't do it. So please understand this. You may feel pressurized, but you should understand that you cannot go with the crowd just like that. So you should resist it. You should say no whenever they pressurize you. You do it with a firm voice. Do it with a very loud voice. Say that, I have promised to my parents. You can say many things. Like, for example, my son is doing his second MBBS. I have told him, if anybody forces you, you just show the awards I have got, my father has got for this drug abuse prevention. So I don't want to take it. Even alcohol or tobacco, like that you will have so many things, so many reasons why you, where you can refuse your own parents, the promise you have made to your parents, all these things. So I don't want to betray the trust of my parents or guardians. I don't want to break the law. Now SP is giving you so many instances where cases have been booked. I don't want to become violent and harm others. You saw how he, in the drama he was doing. I don't want to become depressed and consider suicide. These are the things. I don't want to become addicted. I don't want the risk of overdosing. I don't want to do something where I will regret later. I don't want to hallucinate. I don't want to spend time in jail, because many of you can become, in fact, you will be in government protocol in jail. So these sort of things should not occur. So please understand that you have to learn to say no. You have to say this particular thing, very difficult thing, if your friends force you. Another thing is avoid such people. If you cannot say no, avoid such people. So with this, what I would like to tell you is, basic thing is, you should always copy drug-free models, drug-free role models. You must have heard of Mary Kom. Have you heard of her? Mary Kom? You have heard. So she is, in fact, a silver medalist in boxing. And in fact, she very clearly has been giving lot of information how these people in boxing and all, how they are getting addicted to drugs, how they are forced to take the drugs. So what I want you to do is copy those people who are drug-free role models. Please understand this. In fact, one of the things you should know is you can become peer leaders. I am very happy so many students have come, and those of you who are interested, you can contact me. I will give you some slides which you can use in your college for education. Lot of slides we have made on different individually alcohol, cigarettes, various drugs and all. So you can use it, and also use the knowledge you have gained today. Probably in doing some mimes like this, skits like this, probably this is the only way by which we can ensure that you people, our generation is totally gone. We have all lost the chance. You have a chance. I request you, you encourage others. You see that those who are addicted, those who are getting into addiction, bring them out. This is I can give you umpteen number of examples. If there was time, I would have shared. No, I will not do that now. And last but not least, probably we should ensure parental involvement. In fact, one step in the right direction, police have done. Now, if anybody is caught, they are insisting that parents have to come. So parents will know the truth. Not only parents will know the truth, parents will be aware of what is happening to their wards. So apart from that, the program like this, I in fact compliment our judge sir, because this is first time so many people and so many sections of the society are involved. I think this is the right way we have to do this community involvement. In fact, I had to go fast because I see SP is also waiting, and I will finish at this. Thanks for a patient listening. Any questions? 1 or 2 minutes, 1 or 2 questions I can take. What? I mean, especially the teenagers, they feel when he is smoking, okay, this is the commonest thing we see in school days, okay, to behave older, that's what it means, okay.
I normally thought somebody who is older will try to come down as a younger.
I mean, they see that college students are taking drugs, okay, or smoking. I mean, it has happened in my own class. I mean, around 40 years ago, when 10th standard, one boy brought a beer bottle. So, like, he was treated as a hero in the class because he brought beer bottle. Only college people drink, that sort of a thing. That's why I mentioned that. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thank you for clarification.
Yeah.
ಸರ್ ನಮಸ್ತೆ. ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನಂದರೆ, ಈಗ ನೀವಾಗಲೇ ಇಡೀ ರಾಜ್ಯದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಈ ಥರದ ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ತಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇದ್ದೀರಿ, ಭಾಳ ಅದ್ಭುತ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾಕೆ ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ ಅಂದರೆ, ಈಗ ಸರ್ಕಾರ ಈ ಥರದ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಒತ್ತು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವೇರ್ನೆಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಕಾರನೇ ಅಬಕಾರಿ ಇಲಾಖೆಗೆ ಬೊಕ್ಕಸ ತುಂಬಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊರಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನೀವೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಿ ಸರ್?
This is not a forum to discuss it, but one thing is, yes, this is accepted thing. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು, ನಾನು ಒಂದು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ, see, we can find umpteen number of reasons to use these drugs or alcohol, but the one thing is, I want to be healthy, I want to be a good citizen, I want to do good to my and I don't want to betray my parents, I want to pursue my dreams. ಇದನ್ನು ಮೇಯ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಬ್ಲೇಮ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಸರ್ಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೂ ಬ್ಲಾಡ್ಸನ್ನು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬೋದು. ಇವನ್ ಯಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಯು, ಐ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ನೋ ಲೆಸ್ ಎ ರಿಬೆಲ್ ನೌ, ಬಟ್ ಇವನ್ ದೋಸ್ ಡೇಸ್, ಬಟ್ ಐ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟ್ರೈಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಫೈಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್. ಬಟ್ ನೌ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ಫೀಲ್ ಈಸ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಡೂ ದಿಸ್. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸೇರಿ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಮತ್ತೆ ನೋಡೋಣ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ?
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you so much. Well, all that matters is that you will have a lot of distractions around you, but ultimately what it comes down to is you saying no to it, right? And it's our given responsibility. And on that note, I request Dr. Geeta Maya to kindly offer a token of gratitude to Dr. P.V. Bandari for being here and gracing this occasion and delivering this wonderful session. Thank you, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have among us Shri Akshay MAHE, IPS, the Superintendent of Police Udupi. And to introduce her to all of us, we have among us Dr. Vinod Chandrakant Nayak. He's a professor in the Department of Forensic Medicine. Dr. Vinod teaches forensic medicine, is a member of Anti-Ragging Committee and the Sports Secretary. You will always find him ever enthusiastic and inspiring to be energetic and active. I request Dr. Vinod to kindly come to the dais, introduce Sir. And prior to that, I also request you to kindly offer Sir Akshay a floral welcome as well. So, ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬನ್ನಿ.
A very good afternoon to all. I think it's a privilege to be introducing the next speaker of the day, Shri Akshay K. Machindra IPS, the Superintendent of Police for Udupi District. Being a native of Nasik, Maharashtra, Sir has a technical degree in computer engineering and then has completed the Defense Account Service from UPSC as well as the Indian Foreign Trade Service through UPSC. Being an upright IPS officer of the 2015 batch, Sir was posted as Additional SP of Kalaburgi and then as a SP of State Intelligence, Bengaluru, and subsequently as SP, Chikkamangaluru. Sir took charge as a Udupi District Superintendent of Police on 17th August 2022 and has ever since been at the forefront of the fight against crime. Being a very, very dedicated officer, Sir has made it his mission to eradicate the menace of drugs from society. Very easily connecting to students, even as the previous speaker already mentioned, we are, I think, very, very lucky to have sir as the Superintendent of Police of this district. So with these brief words, I introduce to you, it's a great pleasure to be introducing to you the Superintendent of Police for Udupi District, Sri Akshay Machindra, IPS. Over to you, sir.
ಗುಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ಆಲ್, ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮುಂಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಸನಾಗಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಜಸ್ಟಿಸ್ ಮೈಕಲ್ ಡಿಕುನರ್ ಅವರೇ, ಪಿ ಡಿ ಜರವರಾದ ಶಾಂತಿವೀರ್ ಶಿವಪ್ಪರವರೇ, ಮೇಡಮ್ ಶರ್ಮಿಲಾರವರೇ, ರಾಘವೇಂದ್ರ ಶೆಟ್ಟಿಗಾರವರೇ, ಮಾಹೆ ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಫ್ಯಾಕಲ್ಟಿ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸು, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಹೋದ್ಯೋಗಿರಾದ ದೇವರಾಜ್ರವರೇ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಬಿಂದುಗಳಾದ ಎಲ್ಲ ವಿದ್ಯಾರ್ಥಿಗಳೇ, ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನು ಹಂಚಿಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಪಿ ವಿ ಭಂಡಾರಿರವರೇ, ಬಹುಶಃ ಈ ವಾರದಲ್ಲೇ 3ನೇ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ನಾವು ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ದಟ್ ಡಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಮೀನ್ ನಾವು ಪರಸ್ಪರಾಗಿ ಮ್ಯೂಚುವಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡಿಂಗ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ರಿಗೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಹೊಗಳೋದು, ನಾನು ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ರಶಂಸೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅವ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಪ್ರಶಂಸೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಯಾವುದೇ ಉದ್ದೇಶ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಗಾದೆ ಇದೆ, ಮದುವೆ ಊಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡೆಗೆ, ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊನೆಗೂ ಹೋಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಊಟಕ್ಕೂ ಏನೂ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಾತಾಡೋಕ್ಕೂ ಏನೂ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅನ್ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ಲಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊನೆಯ ವಕ್ತರಾಗಿ ಮಾತನಾಡುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಓರೇಟರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ವೆರಿ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಮಕ್ಕಳೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಇನ್ನೂ ಕಷ್ಟದ ಕೆಲಸ. ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಮೋರ್ ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿ ಅಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಯಾನ್ ಡಿಕ್ರೀಸಸ್ ಬೈ 50% every 15 minutes. So going by the cascading chain reaction from last 2 hours, your attention span has gone down to 1.25%. The only if it is 100% at 10 o'clock, now it should be 1.25%. So it is all the more difficult to talk to you. Is it? No. Some ray of hope for me. The amount of applaud you gave when I came to the dais made me think twice whether you are giving me an applaud to talk to you or just to finish it off at that moment only. Things apart, I'll keep it very short, I'll keep it crisp. Lot of things have already been spoken about. Anybody who is hearing me for the second time or third time, ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಕಾಲೇಜಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಪಾಪ, unfortunately you have to bear with me again. At the outset, I would like to congratulate the organizers, the host and the respected guest who have come here, Justice Michael Kuna. Legal Service Authority at the state level, district level, they have been very forthcoming when it comes to drug. I have got an excellent support from the judiciary at the district level. MAHE has been a pioneer in all these activities all through these days. And I would also like to congratulate the team who have displayed an excellent mime here. It was really, really very good. In fact, the main protagonist, he was so real that I went outside and asked him, were you actually duped or you did it by acting? Or you were actually under the impression of any abuse, substance? It was that good. I also thank the media persons who are present here because they carry all these messages to every nook and corner of the society through their writings. Dear friends, the issue of drugs is not new to you. You are all in Udupi. How many of you are not native of this district? Not native of Udupi. You are not native of Udupi. Okay, very small amount. So let me hurt your self-pride. Let me hurt our own self-pride. Udupi is a district which is known in this entire state, entire country as one of the districts which is in pioneers of education and healthcare. You get quality education, quality healthcare. A district which is known for its cultural and religious significance, for its education, for its healthcare facilities, for the entrepreneurship. On a lighter note, people from Udupi, they say that, sir, from underworld to Miss World, we are everywhere. So this is the way Udupi has carried itself at the national level. Unfortunately, there is another place where we are in the national list. There are 271 districts which are surveyed as a part of national survey on substance abuse and drug dependency by Ministry of Social Welfare, Government of India, and among the 271 districts, we are one of them. The reasons are simple. We have a high students community. The standard of living is high. We have good earning levels, income levels, exposure to all these things is also high. And this is not the list where we want to be. Irpekalle, do you all want to be on that list of a state or the district where it is known for drug abusers and drug users and drug traffickers? When it comes to the law, Justice Kuna Sahab has given you a detailed view, the nature of punishment, the quantum of punishment, how does the law see drug menace? And you have it from the horse's mouth. Nobody better can tell you what the law is and how it has to be seen. Putting it in a simple perspective, from the enforcement point of view, I would like to say, consumers and transporters, suppliers, peddlers, traffickers, whatever name you give. There was a time we used to be very soft on the consumers because we used to feel consumers are victims of the crime. They are victims of the crime, yes. But drugs is a demand-based nuisance in the society. It is demand-based. You don't have an outlet, ganja outlet, MDMA outlet, amphetamine outlet. Every nook and corner you don't see advertisement. There is no brands which are involved into the sale of these substances. There is no profit-making business out of it. Nobody earns out of it. I mean, no institution or legal entity, they earn out of it. So it's a demand-based economy. And when it comes to the demand-based economy, reduction of demand is equally important. Now, what do I mean by reduction of demand? Unless the students community, the youngsters around us, you say no to it, the supply will come. Even if there is one fellow who wants the substance, supply will find its way. Because the supply network has a very high profit margin. Everywhere I give this example. If something is purchased at, let's say 1 kg of an item is purchased at the production site for rupees 10, a hypothetical example, it is being sold at the consumption site for rupees 100. That is the amount of profit margin. Of course, there are middlemen who earn out of it. So then we realize that it's not the time we go soft on the consumers and we have started hitting them hard within the legal premises, within the legal opportunities that we get. We started booking cases on the consumers, and from the consumers we got to know, which was a very heartbreaking realization, that students are not only consumers, they have also engaged into peddling. Now how do we get into peddling? As Dr. Bhandari rightly said, first I start consuming, then I am done with my pocket money, then I sell all these costly items that are there with me. I sell my mobile phone, I sell my laptop, I sell my camera, saying that it is lost. When that money is also not sufficient, the next thing that I do is to repay to my suppliers or to gain more amount of drugs from my suppliers, I end up into peddling. It's a vicious cycle. So few brothers and sisters there in the blue uniform, they are into hard discussion. Very, very serious discussion, I can understand. Yes, drugs is a serious issue, but I request you to pay some serious moments of attention towards me because I am also equally serious about drugs. So, sorry, I lost the thought process. Yeah. So I get into peddling. I get into peddling because I want to give money back to my suppliers from whom we have purchased drugs, and I want drugs for my own consumption. then it becomes a vicious cycle. It's a downward spiral only, and there is no point of return. Because in Hindi there is a kahavat, एक बार करने से लत लग जाती है, लत आदत और आदत मजबूरी. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ? ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಟೆಸ್ಟಿಂದ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ, ಅದರಿಂದ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಒಮ್ಮೆ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಲತ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹೌ ಯು ಫಾಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಪ್, and then there is no point of return. So we thought we'll go hard on the consumers, and then there has to be a social check on the consumers. So for that thing, I requested PDJ sir that nobody will pay fine by coming alone. ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಳ್ಳನಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಕಳ್ಳ ಸಾಕ್ಷಿ ಕೊಡೋಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. So a person who is into drug abuse, he gets his own friend that I am his guardian and I'll pay the fine. No, it will not be accepted. Then we started getting their wardens, their school institution, some representative or the parents, and in front of them they were asked to pay the fine so that they get to know. Second, we asked the educational institutions to take action. Again, I congratulate MAHE. They were in the forefront. They said if somebody is doing it at our campus, somebody is studying in our campus and engaging in all these activities, we are the last person to entertain them. And including MAHE, in the entire educational institutions of this district, till today we have sent back 90 fellows. How many? 90 students have been sent back home. They have been suspended from their educational institutions and they have been sent back. Through this consumption network, we got to know that few daredevils among you have engaged into peddling. Like that, 11 peddlers have been arrested within the students' community, which is very unfortunate. They were engaged into active peddling, and I'll put it on record, out of those 11 students, nobody is from a poor socio-economic background. Not a single student is from a poor socio-economic background. They are all very well educated. Their family is very well educated, very well placed. They are very respected individuals in their hometown, respective hometown. They were very good in academics also. That is the hard part of it. They are very good at academics also. But then, knowingly you engage into peddling, that means you are taking law for a ride. So we thought, let us take them for a ride. So we arrested all those 11 students, and then they are enjoying the government protocol at our district jail in Hiryadka. If anybody is interested, you can meet them once and ask how are they. You can also visit Dr. P.V. Bhandari's institute, because there are the consumers who are taking treatment. At times, seeing is believing. Now, what kind of a mental problem these drugs can create, you can believe it by seeing those who are suffering with mental disorders when you visit Dr. Bhandari's institution. His place of work, you should visit it once, lot of things will be clear. Now that is the legal perspective about the drugs issue. Now I have to talk more about prevention, because that is how we all are, that is where we all are joining hands together, prevention. Now let me tell you some other statistics. What is the incidence of this problem? How deep it is? Now cancer, every year we get around 30 lakh cancer patients. How many? 30 lakh cancer patients. One of the most dreaded diseases, cancer, isn't it? There is no certain cure to it. There is a cure, but it is not certain that you do it and then X 1 plus 1, 2. It's not that simple. 30 lakh cancer patients are detected in this country every year. New patients. Then again, the National Survey on Drug Dependence and Substance Abuse, it says that the number of youngsters who are on drug dependence in this country are 1.6 crore. And the people who have used it once, at least once, is 3.1 crore. How much is this? 3.1 crore. Now can you understand the depth of this issue? Now you will say 130 crore, 140 crore में से 2 crore, 3 crore कर भी लेंगे तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? No. The rise in number of consumers is 10 to 11% per annum. So if today it is around 100, next year it is 110, 120. It is increasing to that rate. And then it's a chain reaction. One rotten apple can spoil the entire basket in no time. So from one peer, another fellow, then those two can impact next 4. Those 4 can impact 8, 8 can impact the 16, and it is an exponential. The rise is always exponential. It is not arithmetical in nature. So this is our problem. That is the depth at which we are looking at it. And of course, when these numbers are broken down to the age group, if we come to the age group of 18 to 30, this number of 3.1 crore, if you break it down to the age group of 18 to 30, 2 crore individuals in this age group are involved into drug use. So that is why we are talking to you. I know hardly anybody sitting here would have been even exposed to a drug party. Even exposed, I am not saying you have tested it, tried it. You may not be even exposed to a party where drugs are being utilized. I understand, you are all good fellows. Otherwise, a person who is addicted to drug cannot sit for 2 hours like this. Or you should be very high addicted that you don't understand what is going on the dais. And you are in neither of the categories. So I can safely assume that nobody here is engaged into these malpractices. But then when it comes to this age group, these numbers are very high. As Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam would say, catch them young. So you are the young minds, impressionable minds whom we want to capture. Capture in a positive sense. We want you to be the ambassadors of a drug-free society. Now, drug-free society, it will not happen suddenly. एक दिन में तो नहीं होने वाला है. It will not happen one good fine morning. Yes, India is a drug-free society. No, it will start from you all. So we want you to make sure that your friend, guys there in the back, you have come very early into the program. Please settle for some time. We are almost at the end of it. Please settle down fast. Yeah, thank you. So, drug-free society, we want it to start from each single individual. You have to take a pledge. You have already taken a pledge. You have to decide to the core of your heart and say, I will not subscribe to these substances. Then the next point is my peers, my friends, my buddies, my roommates, my desk partner, my project partner, my co-worker. I'll make sure that they are not into it. And if anybody is into it, I'll help him out. Because at the initial stages, it's quite possible to help them out. It is possible to help them out if it is at the initial stage. If it matures into a greater problem, then also it's possible to control. It's little difficult. Make sure that it doesn't get into that spectrum where it is irrecoverable, irreparable. Then you have to make sure that my classroom is free of drug abuse, then my campus is free of drug abuse. If you start doing it, then one day we all of us together can achieve the dream of a drug-free society. There is another point which I always repeat, why we are more worried, why you and us, we should be more worried. It is not the responsibility of the law enforcement agencies only, it is not the responsibility of only the government offices or the campuses or the judiciary only. It's a social responsibility. Why? You are the youngsters, you are the drivers of the society of this great nation. In 2047, when India will be 100 years old as an independent country, you all will be at the leading seat, the driving seat of this country. Please listen. In 2047, the students of tomorrow, the students of today are parents of tomorrow. The time is not far. Unfortunately, it should not happen that this menace will come very close to us. Somebody within our own family, within our own society, within our own relations, within my own family, and if not control, maybe my children, they may get into this menace. Second, it's a social problem. Can women roam outside in the night in a place which is full of drug addicts? Can you travel safely in a place which is full of addicts? Any Tom, Dick and Harry will come with a small knife, will rob you of your mobile phone or a wallet for his drug consumption. So what kind of a society we want for our future generations? If not controlled today, and if it is go unabated, with the same intensity, after 10 years, after 20 years, this is what is going to happen. There are places in many of the foreign countries where it is advised after 8 o'clock you don't go there into that areas. It is officially advised. I will not name them. It is officially advised. After 8 o'clock, don't enter these lanes. If anything happens, you are on your own. It is neither good for the individual, which Dr. Bhandari has explained, what impacts does it create on your mind and body, nor for the family, neither for the society. Now let me come to the national aspect of it. As I told you, it's a demand-based economy. There are no agencies, legal agencies, institutions, companies, brands which are into sale of drug. Then where is this money going to? This drug money, it is going somewhere. Somebody is getting benefited out of it. Where is this money going? Do we have big brands, big stores selling drugs? No. Where is this money going? It goes into weapon trade, illegal weapon trade. It goes into financing terrorist activities. Another 26/11 may happen anywhere. It need not be Mumbai. It can happen anywhere. Now these terrorist gangs, groups who are engaged into all sorts of illegal activities, they need money to finance their activities, to support their activities, to finance their cases. This is the money which goes there. As Dr. Sharath Rao said, there is a golden triangle, golden crescent. Golden triangle is on the left of our country. Towards the western side, there is a golden triangle in the Gulf area. West Asia, it is generally called. On the east of the country, towards the Southeast Asia, we have this golden crescent, which are known for drug production and drug supply. Since we fall into this area, we are part of a transit, and lot of drugs are supplied through our territory. Two movies which I generally quote. One is Udta Punjab. Have you seen it? Let us make sure it does not become Udta Udupi. No, you feel like smiling, but it's a big question you should all ponder upon. See Udta Punjab, how a celebrity, a star, he goes to that level, gets addicted, and there is a steep downfall, and then he is nobody. You should also see another movie about recovery, which is Sanju. A movie about the darker days of this actor Sanjay Dutt. Only see that portion wherein he gets into it. It's very difficult for him to come out of it. He's sent to a foreign country, a rehabilitation center. His hallucinations, the way he fights with himself, and then the solid comeback. You should see these two movies to understand how it impacts an individual, his life. Another problem with the society is there is a false glorification around these activities. Entertainment, movies, OTT platforms, stand-up comedians. In many situations, hip-hop songs, album songs, all these guys, they end up glorifying the consumption of drugs. In lot of songs it happens. Lot of celebrities, they get into it. Stand-up comedians, they get into it. OTT platform, such contents are available without any filter, without any censorship. Netflix, Amazon Prime, they are full of many such things wherein those engaged into drug trafficking are called drug lords, as if they have done something which is salutary in the entire history. Pablo Escobar, he is called the greatest ever drug lord. What is lord? Why you should call him lord? No, that is how this false glorification happens. Now these are the issues which as an individual, as a responsible individual, not as a student only, as a responsible individual, the future of our country is in our hands. What tomorrow you want, today you have to decide. And when it comes to this part of drugs, there cannot be second thought about it. There cannot be a second thought. Ek baar try karke, then I will decide not to use it. No. Because once you use it, it's very difficult to come out of it. So in a very simple format, in a very single line, they say yes to life, no to drugs. Why? Because that is the impact of drugs. It can spoil your entire life. And I am sure when it comes to MAHE, who are inspired by life, you will surely say no to drugs. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was extremely inspiring. And it was a nice way of putting out a word of caution to everyone. Thank you.